Shannon, is Gardner Minshew becoming a star? And how will this impact the decision on what happens with Jalen Ramsey?
Skip, I don't believe the two are related.
No?
I think the thing is Gardner Minshew is a sixth-round draft pick, so there's a very low bar. It's not like he's a top 5 pick, Skip, and there's expectations of him coming in. I know everybody's hoping, especially in Jacksonville, we see the second coming of Tom Brady. And I was watching the game last night because there was nothing else to watch. I mean, I'm sorry. Our guys had it.
For a while, I wasn't sure there was much to watch there.
Yeah.
And it started to percolate.
I mean, think about it, Skip. You got Tennessee, Jacksonville, and it's raining.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Boy, that's a trifecta that I don't believe that Jalen Ramsey issue has anything to do with whether or not he believes Gardner Minshew can be a star and can get this team heading in the right direction. I think Jalen Ramsey's situation is that he doesn't feel that he's been respected, especially by someone that's above Doug Marrone.
That's what he said on that podcast.
Yes, he made it abundantly clear. It got nothing to do with Doug Marrone. And so when you got a situation like
it was after that incident, how he was treated by those upstairs.
Upstairs, correct.
Coughlin.
Skip, he really, when you break it down in the simplest form, he's definitely not a Tom Coughlin type of a guy.
Nope.
He's a guy that's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to do what he wants to do.
Now, I will bet you Tom Coughlin said what he wanted to say to him.
Exactly.
Right?
And those two things do not mesh because I can assure you the Tom Coughlin in Jacksonville, the first go-around, was a lot different than the Tom Coughlin, the Giants, once he and Strahan had that talk. Because everybody knows that they had a talk and said, yeah, you can keep doing it your way, and you're going to keep getting the same results. Guys are tuning you out. Guys don't want to play for you. And for the most part, guys don't like you. So he changed somewhat, Skip.
Okay.
Gardner Minshew, he's played well. He made a couple of throws last night, Skip, that you're like, wow. The one to sideline to D.D. Westbrook, the touchdown to Chark, you're like, wow, those are big-time throws. But, Skip, I just want to hold off before I start throwing out bouquet of roses at him just yet because I do believe as a sixth-round draft pick, there's not a whole lot of expectations. But could we see a situation where Nick Foles get Nick Foles? I'm just saying, Skip, I'm just throwing it. It's early. It's early.
Are you saying Gardner Minshew will prove to be better than Nick Foles?
There you go.
I think you're edging in that direction.
I'm not saying that. But he's caught fire like Nick Foles caught fire in Philly. And that's what we're seeing in Jacksonville. Let's give out the All-American kid. He has a mustache and looking like the Marlboro man. He has a bandana, the Stars and Stripes bandana tied around his head, and he has a T-shirt on. And he seems like a common guy you want to go have a beer with. You know, beer make it bloat you. You don't want something, nice look. Nightcap, something like that, Skip.
Okay.
So
I wouldn't know. You would.
But no, Skip, I'm going to hold off on him being a star. I thought he played well. I thought he made some great throws, but it's only 3 games into the season. And he's won one of those games. So we'll see moving forward.
He came close to winning the other one.
Yeah.
In a 2-point conversion at Texans.
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, plus when he came in for Nick Foles in the first game, he was what, 22 or 25? But he had like some
for 275.
Right. 2
touchdowns.
And so he can build, but we're going to see what's going to transpire moving forward. Now, the Titans didn't put a whole lot of resistance. I mean, Skip, I've seen enough. I know this. We're not supposed to talk about. This is not the discussion, but I've seen enough of Marcus Mariota. I'm done. That's it.
Just for the record, before that draft, I said no. I said I don't see it.
I've seen enough.
Oregon, I said no.
I'm good.
He still shot puts the ball, like he push passes. I don't know. He's had his moments. He's actually been a little better than I thought he would be. But when push comes to shove, they'll go win a game they shouldn't. They go up to Cleveland and just dismantle the Browns on opening day.
Or they go to the Cowboys and dismantle the Cowboys on a Monday night.
Before Amari, but that's a whole other issue.
And then they lose at home to the Colts, and then they go on the road in Jacksonville with a backup.
And you just can't. There's no consistency.
Yeah,
and they have a very good defense.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. But you can't leave them. You can't leave them out there.
No.
And the thing is, Skip, they had to. Before I let you go, the Titans had the ball for almost 38 minutes. And got 7 points to show for that. 38 minutes? There's only 60 minutes in a football game.
Yep.
And you dominated the time of possession, and you got 7.
Yep. Okay. So there are several levels to this development in Jacksonville that could have ramifications around the league, maybe all the way to Kansas City, given Jalen Ramsey's potential trade. So, what do I think of Gardner Minshew? I saw just a little bit of his mop-up against Kansas City when Nick Foles got hurt, obviously. Right. Mildly impressed.
Right.
And then I watched a good bit of the Texans. I was more impressed.
Right.
And last night, I was very impressed.
Okay.
Because Tennessee's pretty good on defense.
Ask Baker Mayfield.
Ask him. Ask Dak Prescott last year.
Yeah.
So the point is, here's what I'm seeing. I see the un-Carson Wentz, the anti-Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, my issue with him is he's obviously a talented young man, big strapping young man, but he tries to wind up and throw every pass through that brick wall. I'm going to huff and puff and throw that pass through the brick wall with all my might. This kid is the opposite. This kid was born with a knack for playing quarterback, a feel for playing quarterback. He does not have a cannon. He has just an okay arm, a good enough arm to win in the NFL if you have a feel for playing the position.
So he's Prescottian, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dak's got a much bigger arm.
Oh, you are much bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, much
You make it
bigger.
seem like he got a homeboy arm.
Well, it's not there. I'll give you that, but it's better than this kid's arm.
No,
because
I wouldn't say that.
This is all touch and anticipation and okay. My receiver's got a half a step going toward the goal line. I'm going to drop this one down the chimney where only he can catch it.
Oh, so that's way better than Dak. Dak can't do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. But Carson Wentz is, watch this. I'm going to stand in here until my guy gets open deep. Boom! Gets hit. This guy will not get hit like that in the pocket.
Oh, no, he takes off.
And what does Mike Leach, what did he always say about him? He has the best pocket presence of any quarterback I've coached. And he's coached a lot of pretty good ones, obviously, over the time at Texas Tech and Washington State. It's his offense. It's always, did the offense make him or did he make the offense go? And in this case, he's good enough to be a starter in this league. Now, my issue is I am a Nick Foles believer. You're not. But I just look at Nick Foles, even in the regular season, in the games he started, he's 69 touchdowns to 33 interceptions. And he simply took over the playoffs the last 2 years. Not 1 year, 2 years. You know what he did 2 years ago, heading towards Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
Then he goes up and wins at Chicago. I know he needed a double doink kick, but then he goes to New Orleans, and you know this one, and he had them in position until he hit Alshon right in the hands, and it went right through his hands to Marshawn Lattimore and ended that game. But he had them in position to do it again.
Yep.
Well, he's just better because he's 6'6", 245. People don't. You forget.
I didn't realize he was that big.
Yeah, he's 6'6", 245. He doesn't play that big.
No, he does not.
He's athletic. Remember, he got a scholarship offer to play basketball at Baylor, so it's like a pretty good D1 program. So he's athletic enough. And
he plays like a 6'2" guy. The way he moves around,
he plays
like a small guy.
Okay, can he stay healthy? I don't know. So now he's got a broken collarbone. I don't know how long that's going to take to come back. But this Minshew kid's got that X factor. He's got charisma. He's a character. He doesn't really care what anybody thinks.
Oh, I thought you were saying Minshew was 6'6".
No. Minshew. No, Foles is 6'6".
Oh, yeah.
Minshew's 6'1".
Yeah. He plays. He looks 6'1".
Yeah.
You know who he reminds you of, Skip? He reminds you of Baker Mayfield.
I agree. He's got some Baker in him, but he doesn't quite have Baker's.
He doesn't have his arm talent now.
No, he doesn't have his arm talent. He's not quite as athletic as Baker, because Baker can run a little bit down the field. He timed 5 flat in the 40, did Minshew. Okay?
Right, that's not good.
Okay, so it's not like but he has some.
I mean, he's faster than
quick.
who ran 5.28. I ain't call his name. You know.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
The guy that ran the most unathletic 40.
Oh,
the guy that had the most unathletic body in the history of combine.
The other 6th rounder. I don't think we're seeing Tom Brady here, but who knows? I could be wrong. I couldn't see Tom Brady when we first saw Tom Brady.
Exactly. But Matt Hasselbeck was a 6th-round draft pick. Mark Rippon was a 6th-round draft pick. So there have been some 6th-round draft picks that had some success.
Okay, so because of the mustache, because of all of his crazy behavior where he was once seen working out without any clothes on in the weight room, doing band workouts, I think. So he's got this. This is all in his resume, and people know about this. So he's a character.
Right.
So because of that, there's new euphoria in Jacksonville.
Yes.
So because of that, I think that was a huge team. They sacked Mariota 9 times. Calais Campbell had impact on that game, wreaked havoc in that game the way people keep telling me Aaron Donald does, and I never see it. Did you see Calais last night?
I did see Calais.
I mean, did he not just take over your TV screen? He owned the game, right?
Yes.
They could not block Calais Campbell.
They couldn't block anybody.
Okay, well, whatever. But he just took the game over. So all of a sudden, new euphoria. Is it possible Jalen wakes up this morning and says, God,
No.
that was fun last night?
Skip, he knows what his defense is capable of doing, but he also knows that somebody upstairs disrespected him. How do I reconcile?
The bridge burned by probably Tom Coughlin. I don't know.
And Skip, look, I think Jalen has wanted to exit there for an extended period of time.
He's made noise. He has.
You know, he talks about the extension, wanting the extension. They seem to be very, very slow to act. Tom Coughlin likes things his way. Tom Coughlin is from a military background.
Is he?
Skip, his structure is everything with him. If you're 5 minutes early, you're late.
Yeah.
You need to be 10 minutes early.
I agree. And yet, bottom line to the euphoria last night is Jalen Ramsey, perhaps distracted, perhaps a little disheartened. I didn't think he played very well.
He didn't.
Right?
He didn't.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.